The book It's On Me, Accept Our Truth, Discover Yourself and Change Your Life was dedicated to all of those people who feel lost. It was written by Sara Kuburic, who is an existential therapist, and yes, that is a real title. She deals with people who are going through an existential crisis, feel lost, and things like that, I guess. She's also known as the millennial therapist on social media. Now, the book is based on a very strong idea. If you're experiencing self-loss, it's on you. The idea is that you are in a burning room and you're choosing to stay there instead of extinguishing the fire, instead of leaving the room. What you're doing is just sitting in a burning room and waiting for it to eat you. Now, whether you chose the wrong path or the wrong path just happened to you, you are choosing to stay there. As you may or may not know from the last few videos I posted, this year I'm dedicating it to finding myself, to getting over this feeling of being lost and really entering an era where I feel like I am where I am supposed to be. And so I thought this would be the perfect book to start, as it was written by an existential therapist, a title I didn't even know existed. And I mean, her job is to deal with people who are going through this self-loss journey, and it says the book will help you discover yourself and accept our truth and hopefully change your life. Now, one of the first quotes used in the book really sets in the mood of this self-discovery, self-acceptance journey, and it says that to dare is to lose one's footing momentarily, not to dare is to lose oneself. And this quote really made me think and realize that even though maybe you and I are lost at this time, we are aware that we're lost. We lost our footing for now, but we're looking for the right path. But if we were truly lost and we let the wave of life bring us away far from our destination, we wouldn't even realize that we're lost. So I felt that was very reassuring. One of the most beautiful concepts covered on the book is that the self is like a painting. Every interaction, every experience add on our canvas. So although the previous layer always contributes to the current picture, with every experience a new stroke of paint is added on the canvas, and so the picture is forever changing and forever evolving. And this is us, this is ourselves. We will never be able to go back to what we once were. And I don't know if you can relate to this, but I really did. It made me think of all the times that I missed a past version of myself and that I tried to go back to who I once was. Maybe once you were more free-spirited, more committed, more adventurous, and now you find yourself missing those parts of you. But the truth is, those parts of you are still within you, but something brought you away from that. Something covered those parts of you. And although you'll never be able to go back to who you once were, if you're not happy with who you are right now, you can take action and change that. And this is one of the most beautiful ideas in the book, because it is so true that everything that happens to you, even the smallest things, change you. Reading a book, meeting somebody on the street, it changes you even so slightly. All the past versions of ourselves have created the current version of us. And if we don't like what we see, if we don't like who we are in this point in time, we have the opportunity to do something about it. Because as the book says, it's on me. Well, it's on you, but it's on me for me. The book really goes deep on the idea of self and what the self is and why you might find that you lose yourself. Now, the main takeaway and how to fix this is to create meaning in your life. There is a fantastic quote that I probably used so many times already, and it's from the book Man's Search for Meaning, and it says that a man with a why can conquer any how. And this is one of my favorite quotes because it says so much in so many little words. It's just so beautiful. Think about it. Think about a time that you thought something was impossible, but you had a why. You knew why you were doing it, and somehow, some way, you did it. because a person who has a why can conquer anyhow. You can't stop a person who has a why, who has a purpose. And there's only very few people who wake up and know exactly what they want to do with their life. For many of us, the journey of discovering that why is our why. And you know, if your why is to discover your why, then you shouldn't give it for granted, because one day the world will ask you who you are. And if you don't know, the world will tell you. And this will make you lose yourself for real. Because as I said at the beginning, just the fact that you can acknowledge that you are lost, it's a huge step compared to those who are lost and they don't know. And I have a little confession to make, because when I'm feeling low, when I have those low moments where I feel so lost and I'm like, I don't know what I want to do, what am I doing, like what am I working towards, and I have all these thoughts like, what is life about, why am I here, why should I keep going, and all those things, I really envy those who don't ask themselves this question, because I think about that saying that ignorance is bliss. When you don't think about something, when you don't know something, you don't worry about it. But then I realized that those people who don't ask themselves those questions are not actually aware of life, because you can't actually live this life without asking yourself this question, without having an actual why and not going with the wave. Because the people that don't ask those questions, they're just floating in space. They're not actually doing, they're not actually acting with purpose. And to be honest, then I bring myself back, because I wouldn't want to live a life like that. So appreciate the self-loss, because it means that you're not actually lost. And lastly, another very important topic in this book is freedom. The freedom to be yourself. This book really inspired me to make a whole video about being free and feeling free and why you're free and finding that freedom within you. So I highly recommend it if you're feeling trapped in life and you're stuck and you're lost, because it's a video that I watch myself when I need a pick-me-up and I'm feeling low and I'm feeling lost and I'm feeling like I can't do all the things that I want to do because this and that, because it truly helps me. My videos are as much for me as they are for the people who need them. Now, one just little comment on the book itself. Would I recommend it? Now, if you feel lost and you have an open mind and you're ready to reflect on a lot of quotes and things like that, then I do recommend it. It is not the easiest read, simply because it doesn't flow as nicely as other books that I've read. The content is there. I feel like you just need to look for it a little bit harder. So I hope you enjoy this video. I have a couple more videos coming up on a few books that I'm reading. Why Has No One Told Me This Before by Julie Smith, who's also a psychologist. This book so far is really good, very well written. I really like the flow and the structure of the book. And I'm also reading Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdaal, who's also a doctor, but he's now a YouTuber. I mean, I'm sure you know Ali. This book also very good so far. So I truly hope you got something out of this video and that you learned something, and I'll see you next week.